Aloha, it's Jessica Baker with Hawaii Life Real Estate Brokers here for your Maui market update on July 10th, 2019. This week I want to expand on a previous video I made about photovoltaic systems or solar panels that are on the roof of your home that generate electricity for the house. So those panels, those can either be owned outright by a homeowner or they can be leased from a photovoltaic company. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. What happens during the sale of a property when the photovoltaic system is leased by the seller? Well, we just in our latest incarnation of the Hawaii purchase contract that came out about a month and a half ago, they added a provision during which if there is a lease in place for a photovoltaic system, that the buyer has an opportunity to review the contract and then within a certain number of days decide if they want to move forward with a transaction or cancel if they don't like the existing contract. And then also the buyer has to apply for a transfer of service. Most of the time the leases, the PV leases, are transferable to the new homeowner, but that's not always the case. Another way that a PV lease can affect the sale of the property is with a mortgage. If it is the type of lease where the buyer of the property is paying in installments and then they own the system at the end of the lease term, that remaining debt that they have to pay counts towards their debt to income ratio. So if the buyer is stretching absolutely everything to borrow at their max to purchase the home, that little bit still owed on the photovoltaic lease could potentially put them over the edge where they can no longer qualify for the mortgage to purchase. So another option too, if the buyer does not want the PV system, and yes, there are some bad leases out there, they can elect to have it removed. They can notify the seller of the property that they don't want the PV system, and then it's up to the seller to decide if they are willing to remove it prior to closing or not, and cancel the lease, the PV lease or not, and potentially lose the sale of the property if they're not willing to do that. So that's a little bit more detail about the PV leases. Like any lease agreement, like any piece of paper that is put in front of you, read the contract very, very carefully when you as a buyer have the opportunity to review it, so you know exactly what you're getting into if you're considering assuming somebody else's lease agreement for that equipment that can potentially save you a lot and your electricity bills for your home. So that's it. For further questions, of course, let me know. And now here is this week's Best Buy. This week's Best Buy is a truly one-of-a-kind condo opportunity at the Maui building in Maalaea in South Maui. On the ground floor of this direct oceanfront complex is a 2,200 square foot blank canvas with a 700 square foot lanai. That kind of square footage is huge. The unit right now is in gray shell condition, but comes with permitted plans ready to go for a 3-bedroom, 3-bath condo unit, and one of those beds and baths is a lock-off. The complex allows vacation rentals, so potentially the unit could be rented as a 3-3, 2-2, or 1-1. Incredible value here. It's offered at $450,000 leasehold. Call me for more information. So that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. Jessica Baker with Hawaii Life for another Maui market update. Give me a ring at 808-250-0840 with any questions, or check me out online at jessicabakermaui.com. I look forward to hearing from you. Aloha for now.